This is the Ravens' first drive in its entirety, first drive of the second half. You can see how difficult it is to move the ball in this game. You can see the narrow misses and ultimately the sort of frustrating end of being stopped on 4th and 1. If you're interested in the music below my voice, there is a link in the description box where you can download. Thanks very much. We're looking at the first drive, offensive drive to start the second half. Ravens in 21 personnel. Boyle and Lamar just miss each other. Watch Nick realize this linebacker drops to the flat, and they send a second level guy on a blitz. Gets picked up, good protection in the pocket. Nick turns to look for the ball. You can see Lamar and he thinking the same thing, or it appears that they're thinking the same thing. And just as you see Lamar pick that up first. See his eyes? And I think he's waiting for Nick to turn. Just as Nick turns, or to see if Nick turns, just as he turns, Lamar goes off of him. They had a similar, he's clearly looking for the football here, but you can see Lamar's eyes to this side. Good protection, good movement in the pocket. He forces this throw. Clearly not open. With that much time, and he knows that. He knows this is a tough catch. He knows that Nick's not open and that this throw's late. He should be thinking about Gus. He should be thinking about his check down here. In a perfect world, right? I'm watching it in slow-mo, but watch. At the very end here, watch. Look at all that space underneath. And my feeling is that he realizes he misses Nick. He goes away from Nick, or they miss each other. He goes away, sees this isn't open. He comes back to Nick, and then he forces that ball. You can see them trying to get in behind this second level, in between. But yeah, just being aware of where his check down there is. Gus stays in for protection. Then he leaks. Then Lamar's got time. He's got time to dump that ball to him there. Again, a perfect world scenario. You want him to be aware of that. Second and 10, Ravens in 20 personnel. Marquise and Willie in a stack and Miles out wide. Note, this is the start of the second half. You don't see Mark Andrews on these first two plays. You see the Titans start to play more man coverage underneath in the second half, or at least so far that's what I'm noticing. And that opens up the run game opposite when this DB runs with the motion. All that much more. And Lamar is able to get outside. Really nice job, kind of see that fake inside. And looks like he comes up a yard short. Second and 10, we get 9, I think. It's 3rd and 1. You're starting to feel at this point in the game the labor of even just picking up a first down. And this is all Lamar here. I think primarily what blows this thing up is, I guess that's Casey here. And he swats the arm of Bozeman, swims, and he's in the backfield in a hurry. 51 here is going to be the flat defender, and I have a feeling that's exactly where Lamar was going to go, to the flat. Pretty sure I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is not the route Marquise was supposed to run. He gets jammed pretty good there. You can see Boykin sort of holds this inside backer here. And he gets jammed up. But yeah, that pressure just gets home in a hurry. When you watch it from here, and let me let the play run in case I hadn't done that yet. But yeah, it ends up being a 1 yard gain and just barely that. But it's really a 8 or 9 yard run from right there. Note too that Lamar does not immediately look to run. Good pursuit by the Titans defense. He just really has to work a lot of angles here, a lot of cuts just to barely make that first down marker. But they do convert here on 3rd and 1. 1st and 10 after that conversion. Ravens in 11 personnel, and they release Boyle. I think it's important to note that Andrews hasn't stepped on the field yet. in the second half. I don't think so anyway. Um, that makes a difference. You see the Titans in cover 3 on the back end here, and Lamar really has good time. I think he expects Nick to cut this under this hook defender or behind this hook defender. Nick keeps it flat and straight right into that, right up the seam and right into that defender. And I think Lamar is expecting that he cuts that, like I said, behind the hook. You can see that it leads him really nicely. I think he would actually have expected Andrews right in here make that cut a lot earlier than Nick does. Nick really doesn't make a cut. It's a nice ball. It's a good read by Lamar, but I think they suffer from not having Mark on this particular play. Watch it from this perspective. Second and 10 here. The Ravens run outside zone with Ingram here. Motion Marquise the opposite way. I think Orlando does a good job getting on Correa. Correa's going outside to set the edge here. Just moves him outside. 26 does a really nice thing here. Watch 26 realizes he's not going to get through Yonda and kind of gives himself up so that Yonda's going to have a difficult time getting on that linebacker. But Ingram runs with great desire, and I don't know what they get here. 7, 8, something like that. Watch it again. Marquise in motion. Good run. 3rd and 3, the Ravens go empty. You see press at the line. They do motion. The Ravens do motion Hayden Hurst here. And Lamar is going to read this as a zone coverage. And they drop a two deep look. His first look, Lamar's first look, pretty good protection. It's definitely to Hurst. I think that's what they're looking to convert here on 3rd down. And he sees this defender run with him to the flat. They end up with 2 guys in the flat here. Marquise is going to easily beat this D lineman, 94 dropping here. And Lamar does a good job coming off his first read. And then just waits on Marquise. On back-to-back plays, we've lost Nick Boyle and Marquise Brown. And this is a 1st and 10 play. You see Boykin, Sneed. They're going to run a scissor concept here with Chris running a vertical that turns into a post, deep post. Good protection, just not a lot of separation in the routes. You see Andrews on the field. It's the first time for the second half. He really stays into block. A lot more man concepts underneath from Tennessee. Not a lot of separation there, and I think Lamar just throws to space. It's a great throw. Give the DB credit there for making a nice play. You could definitely have called interference. It was perhaps a little bit slight, but you can see his arm wrapped around Boykin here, and his arm, his outside arm comes over to play the ball, and he knocks Boykin's helmet down. Takes his eyes off the football. It's a well-thrown ball. Give the guy credit. He did get out and make a play. Give the Titans credit. They realized that they were letting the secondary play in this game. Second and 17 after a Mark Andrews hold. Again, the Titans are running more man stuff with a safety over the top. Looks like Lamar might have a shot at Marquise early in this, but he does, that thing that Lamar does. Big gain on 2nd and 17. You get the sense this guy's a spy, and his eyes get a little too big for him right here. He thinks he can get Lamar. He cannot. And this is just inches away from being 6. Just one of those games, I guess. This guy makes a shoestring tackle. Lamar's probably going to take that home. You got Ingram out wide, I think, here. I think that's Ingram. It's interesting. Chris Moore blocking downfield. So, yeah, there's a good chance Lamar scores on that if that guy doesn't make a ankle tackle on him. Again, the Ravens go empty, and Tennessee sends 6 on this pressure. Lamar very calm in the pocket. You You see him with a chance early to hit mark on what appears to be a sight adjustment on his part. It's 1st and 10, so maybe some thought should be given to that. But I admire Lamar's hang in the pocket here. This guy comes off the edge untouched. Lamar's very calm and gets under that. Does just about everything right. Takes a little bit of a shot. Note that he sees this DB with his back turned, makes a good read, just does not make an accurate throw. He throws that out of the back of the end zone. If he can kind of hit the referee or just above the lettering there, you got a touchdown. So it's a good read, just misses on the throw. Nice job avoiding pressure. And that's the way this game went. Again, the Ravens go empty. 2nd and 10. Hayden Hurst is going to fake this sit. And I think they're thinking touchdown here. I think the Ravens are definitely thinking touchdown on this. Play ends up working to an extent. Watch the move by Hurst here. Does not fool the quarterback or the safety. Lamar needs to put this a little bit more out front. Really, really tight window here. You can see Hayden have to slow for it. But they were sort of banking on the fact that this DB would bite, I think, and he would get behind this linebacker and have room to run. They do convert here, or the reception is made. But again, you see Hayden have to kind of stop just a little bit and wait on that football instead of it being out in front of him. Watch it again. Watch it from up here. 3rd and 2. Ravens go tackle over with Stanley to the right tackle side. We're going to see both these linebackers shoot B gap here. Take a look at, let's call him a 6 technique, the guy over Stanley. He's slightly shading him, and he's moving outside as the ball snaps. He still beats Stanley inside. See both linebackers shooting B. One of them scrapes, but you can see if Stanley's able to kind of seal this guy even a little bit, you're probably going to squeeze Gus. Gus comes up a yard short here. Almost makes it to the 17 from the 19. Watch it again. You can see how long it's taken us to get to this point in terms of plays, and this is the 4th and 1 call. Ravens forego the field goal try, and I'll just let it run.